Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Phenomena Séance. Yes, we have taken a little bit of a break for the holidays, but we are back in 2026 full force. Let's go. Today, we are, please join me, rather, in summoning today's guest. You'll never believe who it is. It's Marax!
I got pulled out of the ether, and here I am.
I was gonna say, how was that? I hope it wasn't too bumpy of a ride.
A little weird, but it's all right. Not too bad.
Yeah, you'll get used to it, I think. Amaze! Oh my gosh! So Marax, for those of you who don't know, is our lovely Phenomena co-producer and videographer. Well, video editor, videographer, I guess. And yeah, basically a jack of all trades. They are creative in their own right, and I was like, you know what? We gotta interview you. We gotta know more about Marax, because Marax is a very interesting character, and they're the best, and everyone needs to know them. So
I wouldn't say the best, but I'm there. I exist, and I do a lot of stuff. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. That's how I go.
Yeah. Facts. Amazing. Well, so obviously, Marax, you have helped in producing the Phenomena Séance episodes, which is why I was like, wow, this is going to be one of the easiest episodes to record, because typically we have to like hop on a call and make sure that whoever the interviewee is like set up to record audio on their end, so that we can both like send you the final masters and whatever. And I was like, oh my God, how nice for Marax to be the guest, and then they have everything they need to just make it sound good, because
wait,
obviously
I'm supposed to record this?
Yeah,
oh,
so that that is something that you should be doing, correct. Don't joke about it, Marax. I was gonna say, do we have to start it over? No. Perfect. But yeah, so obviously, as you know, on these episodes, we typically go over what your favorite phenomena is, or it could be multiple phenomena or one phenomenon, and then it could also be a cryptid, it could be anything. And then if you have any personal phenomena experiences, so I'll let you pick whichever one you want to do first.
So I have a bunch of faves. I don't really do like a singular favorite thing.
Okay,
I do love Krampus quite a bit.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome, like as far as the cryptids go, just because also like it's the most believable, because it's also Santa, you know, like it's like the flip side of Santa, and I like that a lot. As far
the
as
duality of man,
I have a bunch of personal ones too, but we can start off with whatever you want. It's your show. So
well,
you
can't bring it back on me.
Yeah, I can.
No, you
Look,
hang up. No, you hang up. Literally that. Okay. So let's start with your favorites, because Krampus is one of the favorites. What are some of your other favorites? I'm curious now.
I also do appreciate Bigfoot by a great margin, just because like there's
you are
so
in the
much.
PNW.
Yes, and there's a ton of that stuff here. Specifically, it's more Seattle than the Portland area, but like it's still pretty prevalent throughout all of the PNW stuff. It's not so big in Vancouver either, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah,
it is big in Vancouver, Washington, but not in Canada, which is hilarious.
Maybe they have their own cryptids. We should look into that.
What's that?
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if they have their own Bigfoot that's like Canadian version called Smallfoot. I don't know.
Big moose.
Big moose. Yes. I love that. Bigfoot is a good one. Have you ever like thought that you maybe heard or seen any Bigfoot resembling characters do you go in the woods a lot?
I do go in the woods a lot, and the closest thing I've ever come to being like, what the hell was that, is a cougar. And if you ever heard a cougar, like you know what I mean. And I don't mean the ones at bars. I mean like an actual cougar. Their roar is terrifying, and you don't know what it is right away. Also, a loon really scared the crap out of me the first time I heard it.
Is that a bird?
It is a bird, and it's one of the creepiest things you'll ever hear in your entire life. Because like especially if you're near a body of water, it just echoes across the whole lake and comes back to it's terrifying.
Oh my God, wait. So obviously at this point, if you can do a quick pause and put it in for the audience to hear, please, we're going to have to. So, but I do vaguely remember, like, I think I've seen like creepiest bird calls. And maybe that might have been, now that I'm thinking about it, like one of the theories for Bigfoot and what people thought maybe they were hearing as Bigfoot could have been like a loon call because of how terrifying it sounds.
I think it's entirely possible. Like, I mean, when you're out in the woods, you only have so far you can see, right? So, like, you have no idea what's making that sound, and that's part of the terrifying part of it is that.
Yeah, my goodness, how big are they?
The loons aren't very big at all. They're just really loud.
Dang. Okay, yeah. Also, speaking of birds, you know what's crazy is like if you hear, God, is it crows? No. Mockingbirds, maybe? They're creepy. If you hear
I mean, crows do it too.
I think it is crows
they
then.
can imitate.
Yes.
They can imitate things that they've heard.
But
there's
like,
birds that do it better than them, but like they're also pretty good at doing stuff like that. They're also really smart.
Yeah, true. But like it just sounds like very like almost like robotic in this crazy, weird, like uncanny valley way, where I feel like I've definitely like seen birds on like videos and stuff, not in real life, but like the ones that like if they're like, oh, tell me like a story, or they'll mock someone saying something, but the mocking voice sounds like it's not even coming from them. Like it sounds so beyond the capabilities of what you would think a bird would have within their arsenal. It sounds like it's a recording. It's just so creepy. Cause I'm like, do you have like a digital fucking box in your voice box? Like, where's that coming from?
Essentially that's what they do is they hear the thing and they reproduce it with their voice box, and like their voice box isn't like our voice box, so it sounds creepy as hell.
Yeah. Ooh, but it's like close enough to give that uncanny valley vibe of like,
yes,
it's like, it sounds pretty, like they can mock it pretty well, but just not quite. Like if I heard it, I'd be like, ooh, something's off. I don't like it. Oh,
I mean, that's where a lot of like a lot of stuff in the woods for the Bigfoot stuff specifically is like sounds they hear in the woods and they don't know where they come from. Like when they hear like a person screaming, it's usually a cougar or a mountain lion's roar. That's a big part of it. Yes. And like also birds can be imitating people that they've heard near them because there's people that are out there logging. That's wild. Like stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I think in the Appalachian Whistles episode, which did you write? You wrote that one, right?
I did. I did write that. Yeah.
Did. Oh my God. That was amazing. I like vaguely, I was like, did I dream that we gave Marax one of the scripts? But we totally did. And you did write that one. That was great. That one to date, I think still has like the most views on the channel, which is wild. People really love to learn about. Of that. It's the #1 freaking video. Like in terms of likes and yeah, it's wild. Like still to this day, nothing has surpassed it. And I think in for that episode, we like definitely talked about different like screams or things that sound like mimics that are like, is it a mimic or is it a cougar? Is it some sort of animal that sounds like a person yelling? I don't know. It's very weird.
That's the thing is people think like we're unique. We can't make like we make noises that nothing else can make. Goats. Yeah. When a goat yells, I mean, there's that whole Taylor Swift meme. Like that's it's a goat. Yes. That's all it is.
Wait, what is that meme? What is it? Oh,
it's to one of her songs.
Yeah, trouble.
Yes, that one. Yep.
It's so good. I love it. I love the goat face of just the. I love it. It's such a good noise.
It sticks its tongue out like 85 feet, like because it does.
I love that, and that's how it gets the most sound out. It sounds exactly like T Swift. It's incredible. It's uncanny. It's uncanny. All the Swifties are gonna come at me. Oh my God, no.
There's actually a reaction video where she watches that meme and like dies. She loves it.
Oh, good.
So
okay. Well, there you go.
There's that.
Yes, honestly, that'd be incredible if someone made an edit of me and a goat or some sort of animal. I would also love it because I want to be. What animal? Ooh, this is a good question. But it's also very like, I just realized like self-centered because I was going to say like, what cryptid would I be if I was a cryptid in your mind? But then it's like all about me.
It is all about you.
I know.
Just like everything
For
else.
you, though, I would say Mothman. You give Mothman vibes.
I'll take that.
I think.
Mothman's pretty rad. So
Yeah, Mothman's pretty
predicting those tragedies and trying to help people
exactly.
and,
See?
making that happen.
There you go.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
You're more like, I wouldn't even call you, fairies are technically cryptids because they are creatures that exist outside of unknown nature. So
yes, kind of. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I would definitely also, you're mischievous and you like to play tricks.
Love it.
And, I think I would put you in the fairy category.
I would never.
Oh, never. No, never. Very straightforward.
Exactly. You know me. I have not a single funny bone in my body. And it's actually a medical problem. I have gone to the doctor for it, and they said there is no funny bone. Your arm is broken. And no, I'm kidding. But thank you. Oh my gosh, what an honor. I love that. I do wonder, I want to look up if there is a fairy cryptid out there that is
the thing is we always consider cryptids a specific thing like Mothman or Bigfoot or whatever, but why Bigfoot isn't one thing, right? It's probably a bunch of them if they exist.
That's what I was
the
wondering.
Same thing fairies. Why wouldn't a fairy be a cryptid also?
True.
Just because one fairy is a cryptid, the rest of them still exist. Why would that be a thing?
And arguably, I feel like fairies are more likely to exist than Bigfoot. I don't know, in my opinion. I know that's a crazy.
You're not entirely biased or anything.
No,
that's totally fine.
Yes, but also it's I don't know. There's just certain things that like fairy circles. We did talk about fairy circles on one of the episodes, and that's I understand it's probably just mushrooms growing in circles, but it's I don't know. There's something magical, unexplained about certain areas of the woods, and maybe that's where Bigfoot is drawn to as well. Maybe Bigfoot has a bunch of fairies. Aw, that's so cute.
Bigfoot and fairies?
Yeah.
It's the combination, they work together?
Yeah, what if Bigfoot is just chilling and then there's a bunch of fairies on its fur just you got to get to the other place, you got to get to the other side of the woods, just hang on to Bigfoot's fur and you'll get there in 3 steps. It's probably
if that
a
was
faster
the case,
transit.
I would hope it would be cleaner because apparently one of the telltale signs of Bigfoot is the stench.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not the smell, the stench specifically. It's not.
Yes.
It is not. It's apparently very bad.
Yes.
From
So I've heard. Also, I feel like it's we talked about this in the Bigfoot episode, but literally that it's what if it's just wooks? If I feel like that, especially the stench comes from just wooks of someone seeing a man who just decided to live in the woods and not shower. And
that's not I actually ran into him when I went to the store earlier.
Shut up. Wait.
It's entirely possible. However, this person was about 4'8".
No way. A tiny wook.
Yes, Aww. It was very, very, very tiny. I don't think it would qualify as a Bigfoot, but the smell, yes, that
was quite there. Yeah, wow, that's a good point. That's wild. I love that. That's great. Also, this isn't actually, do you think this is a cryptid or not? And I want to include it for season 6. The jackalopes. Would you consider them cryptids?
I don't as far as I'm aware, it's just jackrabbits with that prion disease that makes there's a
Don't give it away. We're gonna do an episode on it. But yes, no, exactly. I do think that
there's supposed to be something like that. It's maybe it's a keratin disorder or something like that makes them have horns.
That's crazy.
But also the jackalope itself has a bunch of other stuff that's associated with it besides just horns. So I don't
aren't
know
they
all of
mythically they give me whimsical vibes.
Yeah, it was a running joke in the 90s because of Full House.
Why?
I do remember that part.
What did Full House
that was it.
Have to do with jackalopes?
There was a bit that what's his face would talk about jackalopes.
Really?
That's the only I might be Mandela affecting myself right now, but I swear there was something along those lines.
That's wild. I have to look into that. I just randomly thought of jackalopes, and I think there's such a cool iconography about them. I don't know. And also, I was thinking like Alistair from Has Been Hotel has the like deer horns, and I was like, there's something about putting deer horns on things that like give it a distinctly like somewhat creepier vibe.
Well, because they're not. People aren't supposed to have horns. Doesn't matter what kind of
Neither
horns
are
they
rabbits, supposedly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But like, it's crazy that like, I don't know, just even that, even I don't know. I like the look of jackalopes. I wish they were real. I mean,
want they as far as the iconography goes, they definitely are. It's definitely a real thing.
But
that has been shown, like.
But do their horns, so to speak, quote unquote, whatever it is, like calcium deficiency or whatever, do they appear like as intricate? Yeah, I think they look more like growths,
they are
right?
Definitely not. Yeah, they're growth.
Yeah,
they're not deer horns.
They're not
they don't
like
have points.
Yeah. Because like I feel like deer horns, aesthetically they're very pleasing to look at, and then like you put that on a rabbit. Oh. I was just thinking, you know why I think I also am so drawn to it is because I think Mike Snow. Do you know who Mike Snow is? The artist, musical artist.
Don't think I do. Probably know the music. Don't know that. I know music and don't know names.
That's fair. That's fair. He made a song called "Animals Black and Blue." I'll send you all of them. They're fantastic. But he basically in one of his album arts, if I'm not mistaken, has a jackalope on it. And I really loved that album for a while. And so randomly I was thinking like that iconography like popped in my head the other day. And I was like, oh, we should do an episode on them. But then I wonder if like people would be pushing back and be like, they're not cryptids. But it's like, I don't know, they're cryptid adjacent. Or like, what is a cryptid really? You know?
I mean, who comes up with the definition of those things?
Exactly.
We do.
Exactly.
As a society. It's not just one person. So.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I feel like it's like they can fit within that bucket of categorization. Jackalopes can. I also wonder, like, narwhals are narwhals real? They are, right?
Narwhals are definitely real. 100%,
they are, right? Okay. Because
yes.
I was literally thinking, like, okay, jackalopes are not real, but narwhals are. But they seem like they shouldn't be, because what do you mean a unicorn whale? Like, what is that?
That's literally what it is. A unicorn whale. We have no
why?
idea like where it comes from.
That's
or
crazy.
Why. Like, and they use they're technically they're not horns. They're tusks.
Oh,
so that's
what?
They're
like
they're called
a rhino? No, yeah, like a rhino.
Yes, yeah, like a rhino.
What?
Yeah, like a rhino, like an elephant,
like an aquatic rhino
straight from their face.
That's wild. But it's just one, not two, which is wild.
Yeah, it's just one.
Huh.
Yep. And they use them for fighting and mating and all that stuff.
That's
like
crazy.
Just like
they just get into like fencing fights with their friends. That's fun.
Not their friends, but yes.
True. Yeah. Much like how bucks use their. Isn't that what antlers are for? Is to fight.
They're Yep. They use them for defense and for to establish dominance.
Yeah. I feel like, don't they also like sharpen them by going on like trees?
Yeah, trees and rocks and whatever else they can find. They
will rub on them.
Skin. Yeah. They 100% do absolutely sharpen them, and they also like I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure deer do as well, because I know moose do, but they develop a skin in the summertime to help dissipate body heat. And then they use brush and trees and whatever else they can find around them to get the skin off because it dies.
Oh, interesting.
As the winter starts, it's a thing. It's good. They call it rutting.
Whoa, that's like how snakes shed their skin. That's crazy.
Yes,
that's
except
wild.
it's not for growth. It's to be able to regulate body temperature.
Yeah,
that's what they use it for.
That's crazy. Evolution's wild. That's crazy.
Very wild.
That is very.
I'm a fountain of useless information.
I love it. See, jack of all trades. I love it. No, literally, that's like what is like. That's such a good way to describe like you as a person and as a creative, is just like this fountain of knowledge that is like, I wouldn't say useless, but like very random. I love it.
It is very random, and like sometimes it has a use, but not very often.
But you know what? I'm sure you are a
Great
killer
at trivia,
at
though.
trivia.
Great at
I was
trivia.
gonna say, hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah. That's like the best people at trivia are just the ones that just can internalize and remember random facts about random things. I always think I am going to, and I've had this talk with myself multiple times where I'm like, oh, that's a cool fun fact. I got to remember that, and then I don't. I just can't. I don't know. There's something.
For some reason, you remember stuff that has like an emotional attachment to you. Like the only reason I know the rutting thing is because I was in Alaska and saw a bull moose rutting and took a bunch of pictures of it, and I learned about it because of that.
Oh,
And, like,
cool. But that's also
now
like
I know about it.
having an inquisitive personality too has to do with that because I don't like weirdly enough, I don't think that's a thing with everyone. Like me and you, I think both have an inquisitive personality in that like if you see something, you're like, oh, that's interesting. I want to look it up and learn more about why that is. There's some people that would literally be in that situation and be like, huh, that's weird, and then move on with their day. And like
Yeah,
not
that's
even
fair.
think to like look into that. Like it's just a curiosity thing. Like they just are like, that's a thing, and I don't care how it happens. And they're like, wow, how? How do you not?
Why was a giant bull moose like near a road with a bunch of people watching it, and then it was just butting its head into the undergrowth, rubbing it back and forth, and I was like, why is it doing that? And then it's like the skin from its horn was like flopped off, and I was like, oh,
Ew.
okay, that makes sense.
That
And
is
now,
okay.
now that
That's
I looked
pretty
it up,
gnarly. Now, when you describe it
was.
like that, that's pretty crazy. That you would,
Yeah.
anyone would probably look into that and be like, what was that? Did part of its
Also,
head
I have a
just fall off?
distinct memory of a gentleman that got out of his RV with a camera, and the lens had a tripod on it because it was so massive to take pictures of this bull moose.
Wow, really?
Yeah, no, it
Damn.
was like at least like I want to say like 10 inches around,
Wow.
like the end of the lens. I was like,
Wow.
that's a lens. It was also camo.
The
which I will
lens
never
was
forget that either.
camo?
It was camo.
What do you mean? Like
is like-
camouflaged?
Yeah, no, the guy had camo on his lens. I'm pretty sure it was like he's like a wildlife photographer or like a very enthusiastic like aficionado, because like a lens like that costs a couple $1,000s at least.
I'm sure. I wonder where those photos are. Like, I'd be like, yo,
I
send me
have
those.
no idea. I didn't even bother to ask.
Yeah.
I was blown away by the scene in front of me, and then
Yes.
also his lens. I was like, that's more interesting than what I'm looking at, but that's fine. I'll take pictures of the moose instead.
How big was the moose, would you say?
Oh, it was probably like 700-800 pounds at least. Wow. It was young. It was only around like 8.5 feet tall.
What? It wasn't
Without
even
the
a
horns.
full grown?
No,
Oh my
it was not.
God. That's
It was definitely its first
concerning.
like
Meese?
its
Mooses?
antlers were like not that big because they get big. They
Wow.
get really big, and it was not that big.
Do they
So
ever
it had to
get
be
too
young.
big for their like heads? Do you
Yeah,
think
they
have
fall
that?
off.
What? What
Yep.
does?
Their antlers,
antlers?
like, same thing with deer too. Like when they get too big, they just fall off and they regrow.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how you'll see people that have like antlers and stuff, and like that's where it comes
You'll see
from.
people
typically.
with
It's not because
antlers.
They went
No, I'm kidding.
hunting. No, not in their heads.
You see people that just have antlers on their heads. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they just like took them and
They
then
just
tied them to
grow-
their heads. And then,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Well, that'd be annoying to
Yeah.
walk through doorways and stuff if you had antlers, you know?
It would.
That would get old pretty fast. You would have to like really always be accounting for that extra width of your head. That
Well,
is
yeah,
just
you couldn't
antlers.
go through any conventional doorways. At least
No.
not straight on. You'd have
Or
to go sideways.
yeah, sideways. Yeah.
Duck.
Duck. That's wild. Also, platypuses are real. Speaking of weird animals, there's
They
some
are.
weird ass
They are very
animals.
real.
Also, the Tasmanian tiger was real, and then it
was,
became
and then
extinct.
humans.
Yes,
Yeah,
and then
thanks to
humans.
humans.
Wow, that's wild. That is wild. That there is literally some animals that we will just never see, ever.
There's been hundreds of thousands of species that have gone extinct in the last like 100 years because of humans.
That's so sad. What the
It is.
people?
It's a lot of like species of like bird and like like small mammals and whatnot that you would never even notice normally.
Yeah.
And then there's some that have been brought to places like the Pacific Northwest, the nutria, which are basically beavers without the weird tails.
What
They
are
have
the
rat tails
tails?
instead.
Ooh, why? No, the
Yeah.
whole point of beavers having their tails is to like pat down mud, right?
Yep. Yep.
So what's the point?
Nutria were brought to the Pacific Northwest and also Louisiana for the fur trade back in the 1800s, and they are
For
invasive
fur?
species, and they
No
go
way.
around and like there's hunters that go around at night in Louisiana, and I'm not sure about here, that go and just take them out because there's so many of them.
Wow. So they are like rats.
I
kind of.
had one in my like backyard a couple years ago for no reason. Like I don't live near, like usually it's like near water and like,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of like aquatic plant stuff. I don't have anything. It's just my backyard's just grass. And for
That's
some reason it
wild.
decided to come in my backyard, and
Whoa.
like I let my dog out and it was there, and I was like, what the hell is that? And he went over to go to play with it because it's him.
Is it
And
the
I grabbed
size
him
of
and
a
pulled him back
beaver?
inside. It's bigger.
Ooh, I hate
This one
it.
was anyway. Yeah.
Oh God, that's awful. Spooky.
And also
spooky
they have those
small.
giant. Yeah, he's very little, and like they also have these giant front teeth just like beavers do, and it can instantly kill most animals because if it hits you in the neck, hits an artery,
Oh
it's
my
done.
God, that sounds
Yeah, so
horrifying.
I like I
yeah.
had to like keep him inside for a couple days to make sure it was actually gone. It also
Yeah.
stunk.
Oh really? Oh my goodness. This
Oh, yeah.
is great. Nutria. Then they were brought in from where?
The Louisiana fur trade brought them in from South America.
Oh, South America. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. And then they somehow ended up in Pacific Northwest. That feels far.
Yep, I don't know. They they brought them into Louisiana. They brought them up here. I have no idea. They're nowhere else in the country.
Yeah.
It's just here and there. That's it.
Weird. Here and there. That's crazy.
It
Speaking of like invasive species, I don't know why this reminded me of that, but you know that whole thing about like they brought a bunch of cats to get rid of the rats, and then the cats, well, there were too many cats, and then they like, I don't know, didn't they like? I'm trying to think of how the actual
I'm
like
trying to think
fun
because
fact is.
that's like what they did. Like they actually I mean, I'm thinking Europe during the plague. Like the reason why the plague went the way it did was because
Yes.
they killed a lot of cats because they blamed it
Wait.
on cats, but it wasn't had anything to do with that. It was all rats.
But
And because
right.
they killed all the cats, the rats population exploded.
Oh shit! No way. Well, because
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
just vaguely remember like there being a bunch of rats, and then they brought a bunch of cats to get rid of the rats, but then the cats were also somehow just overpopulating, and then so they like. I think there's like an island or something where they like took all the cats. I
Oh,
don't
it's
know.
entirely possible. Like there's
think
been
there's, like,
plenty
a
of
cat
places we've
island.
ruined as a species.
Yeah, just from like being like not thinking ahead enough and being like, oh,
Yeah.
there are rats. We must bring cats to get rid of the rats. But like, then there's no
And then
forethought
what
after
happens when
that.
all the rats are gone?
Exactly. I don't know. It's wild. That is crazy. I'm glad now we have like things like rat poison and other ways to get rid of, rats and other invasive species like that that doesn't involve bringing a whole other species to then
Another
kill it
invasive
and
species, so,
potentially
like, yeah.
become invasive. Yeah. Wow.
There's
Wild.
there's tons of that. Like there's also like maple trees aren't native to North America, and also they're Japanese maples. They're from Japan. They're here now.
Are they not
and they're
even
also
native? They're not even native to
No.
Canada?
Nope, they're an invasive species technically.
No way. So what about like the maple leaf for Canada? That's all a lie?
It's from like, I mean, there are native maple species, but Japanese maples specifically are not,
Got it.
and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are invasive, and you can't get rid of them.
That's wild. Is it like, I mean, if something's invasive, does it just mean it has a proclivity of multiplying
It didn't
really
evolve
fast?
here. It didn't
Oh,
evolve here, so it's like it actually starts taking resources from all the local stuff
Right.
and killing them
Oh.
off essentially.
Oh, that's why it's invasive. Okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to do with the rate of growth. It just has to do with the fact that by its very nature of being there, it kills off things that should be there.
Correct.
That makes sense. Cool. Yeah. See, this is why it's great talking to you, because then you just learn new fun things. You're such a good guest already. I feel like this whole episode is we're already teaching guests so many fun little facts, little fun facts.
Well, there's a lot of stuff, and also
Random
all
useless
this
facts.
information, by the way, is freely available to you on Google.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
so everybody knows.
But why use Google when you can use a Marax? You know what I mean?
That sounds familiar.
Just randomly, Marax, what is the weather today?
Yeah.
Why are you texting me?
That's
Why are
actually
you
a
asking me
thing.
this?
It happens all the time. It's really aggravating.
Yeah, well,
It's like,
that's
why don't
what
you just
get.
ask Siri what the weather is?
Exactly.
Stop bothering me.
Yup. Well, that's what you get for knowing everything. That's what you get for being a know-it-all.
I wish I knew everything.
True, but that's the thing is if you don't, then you look it up and then you like that was one of the things that like with like phenomena stuff and like the video editing that thank you again for like literally the show exploded because you were able to take on the video editing and we were thus able to get so many more efficiencies like in place to be able to like more efficiently produce episodes. And I feel like even just like if there was anything like with that you were like, I don't know, but I'll look it up and learn about it. And it's like, nice. Love that. That's such a good, like awesome team, like way of it's a good thing from a team member to have. If it's someone
it's
just
a good
like,
thing for people to have, in my opinion. Like you should just like, if you don't know something, cool. It's okay to not know something. Now it's time to find out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with not knowing.
There's very true. Yeah. And then it's just like, okay, well, I'm sure I could learn about it. There's endless resources to do so. Especially also like with the advent of YouTube. Specifically, I feel like YouTube has kind of, there's a search element of it, which is why I think, Google jumped on that opportunity and now is owned by Google. But like, because some people do utilize the YouTube search bar as very similarly to how they utilize the Google search bar in that, like, how do I fix a tire? Like, that's like people will that's why those videos that meet a need for people that search a lot of things and provide an answer for you, especially with visualization of how to do something instead of just like reading an article about it. I think that's like why YouTube exploded, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Like there's videos on there how to rebuild an engine. Like, that's amazing stuff. And like, you might need to know how to do that for whatever reason. And it'll be very specific to a type of engine, but like, that might be the thing that you need to learn how to do.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like, it's great. Like, everything's up there. How to unclog a drain, how to rewire your house if you have to. Like, it's all there. You just have to go and look for it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, adventures out there. That just reminded me of Up. Isn't that what they say in Up? Adventures out there. Okay.
The only thing I think about Up is squirrel.
I love it. Oh
Squirrel.
my gosh, that
Squirrel.
I have this part-time job now as a digital puppeteer for this digital dog named Spark. Don't ask. It's so complicated to explain. It sounds strange, but the dog that I am puppeteering, it reminds me a lot of, was it Gus from Up? Is that his name? No, that's the name of the little boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the little boy. I forget the dog's name, which is hilarious because I like the dog the best out of all.
I know, me
characters.
too. But no, it literally is that dog. Now that I just literally thought of that. I need to let them know that I just put that together. That it's literally the same because he also has a little like communicator antenna thing on Spark. So like maybe it's just like bringing that dog to life. That's fun.
No,
I love
it
that.
is Doug. It is Doug.
It's Doug. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the little kid's name is Gus? Or am I lying?
I think you are correct, but I didn't look for that. I only looked for the dog.
Well, now we know his name is Doug. Speaking of Doug, the like was it 90s, like early 2000s cartoon? Great cartoon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, with Patty Mayonnaise.
Yes, Patty Mayonnaise.
Yes.
Was she have like purple skin or pink or green or blue?
That was Skeeter. Skeeter had purple skin.
Oh, but I thought
Patty was blonde.
She was
and
blonde.
Just a little white girl.
Was she? I thought she had like a different crazy skin color.
I swore. Let me look.
Yeah, now we gotta look for it. Is it Patty Mayonnaise?
No, I was right. I mean, she is more of on the brown side.
Oh yeah,
but she's the blonde haired.
Yes, yeah. That's okay. So she doesn't have a crazy skin tone though, because I was thinking she has something like his best friend did with the whole Skeeter. Is that his name? Skeeter. What a he's got to be.
I haven't watched that show in like, I don't know, 35 years.
Yeah, literally. Because why?
At least.
For what? Yeah, that's bizarre. No. Awesome. Well, so, okay, tying back to now the second part of the question, which is any personal phenomena stories. I know that
Okay.
you did, to preface, did write in for one of our phenomena episodes, actually. I think it was one of the first
Yes.
ones we did. And that was great. That was your experience seeing a flying saucer, which is wild.
Yes.
Everyone needs to go watch that. I'm pretty sure it's the very first season 1 phenomena episode we had. But yes, take it away.
Yeah, that was a wild thing. So the childhood home that I grew up in. Now, I will say I am vehemently not a believer in ghosts at all.
Interesting.
However, when I was a child, we lived in a haunted house.
Okay.
So,
and do
I
you
know,
still
I know,
believe
it
it's
doesn't
haunted?
No. I've come up with a variety of
Potential
excuses
explanations.
and explanations, and it's not. The thing is, like, memory is fallible, so like
Sure.
I might not remember it the same way that it actually happened. I spoke to my brother recently, and he also remembered it very differently than it happened.
You have a brother? I didn't know
I
that.
have a little brother.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's so fun. I'm always so fascinated when people have siblings because I don't. So I'm always like, whoa, I think I just assume people don't. And until they tell me, and then I'm like, oh, there's another one of you that's slightly different. That's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, he's 37.
Ah, okay.
So he's a very young man.
Indeed. And he remembers shut up. No, not the crying. He remembers the house being haunted as well, did you say?
He does. He had a very different experience than I did. He
so?
told me all sorts of crazy, insane stories of giant people like looking into his bedroom.
Oh
like,
no, not
they
Attack on Titan.
They were taller than the door and had to like lean in and look through his door, kind of stuff. It
Ooh,
was
that's
pretty
kind of
wild.
giving where the wild things are, like those kind
Yeah,
of
but it was
monsters?
like like a giant desiccated person.
Oh no.
It wasn't it wasn't anything fun.
Horrifying.
When I was a little kid, we had so if you come in the front door, my bedroom was immediately to the right. My brother's room was the next door up on the right. Then the third door down was the kitchen, which was like about 10 feet away from his bedroom. And then there was an archway that led to the dining room. And then at the very far end was the bathroom. Now,
Did you live in a long house? This sounds like a long hallway.
It was kind of
with
long.
a bunch of
yeah.
rooms.
It was actually a long hallway. I mean, to be fair, like I was a kid, so it seemed a lot longer than it was.
Yeah.
You know, like if I looked at it now, it's probably like 15 feet or something like that, like 20 feet, whatever.
Yeah.
But like at the time, though, it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
And also, whenever you would walk down the hallway at night to go to the bathroom, it felt like somebody was watching you. You know, that feeling on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
That back of your neck thing. Yeah. So like every time you would go to the bathroom, that's exactly what it'd feel like every single time, there and back.
Oh, no.
Whenever I'd have like friends sleep over, they would run to the bathroom and back because they had the same feeling. It was terrifying.
Wait,
and
so
my brother had the same.
We
same
just
thing.
recorded the Shadow People episode, and that's going to be the episode that comes out next week. And it's in it, they said that a lot of people feel that shadow people are looking at them. Did you think it might have been shadow people?
No.
No. Okay.
Only because the only time I ever saw anything was one time. And it was when me and my little brother were playing in the living room. Now, so the dining room, there was an archway that led to the dining room, then an archway that led to the living room. We were playing in the living room, and we both just stopped and looked towards the hallway and saw a guy walk by.
No.
It was in black pants and a black and white striped shirt. I remember it clear as
Vertical
day.
or horizontal?
Horizontal, like a prisoner, like
an
old-timey robber.
What?
Yeah, like an old-timey robber. That's exactly what I saw.
He's the Hamburglar. You saw the Hamburglar.
No, he didn't have a hamburger for a head. He just had a normal head, I
There
think.
you
But
Wow.
so we both saw him walk by. We both stopped and just looked and saw that, and then I went and turned on all lights in the house, grabbed a knife out of the kitchen, and went and looked in every single room, and there was nothing there.
And you
And it's
both
something
can
we
corroborate that you
both-
saw it.
Correct.
That's crazy.
However, my brother remembers it slightly differently. He remembers another person being over the house when we were doing that, but that wasn't the case. There was no other person there. It was just us.
Were you guys like left alone at home, or were you like old and like how old?
Oh
were
yeah,
you?
no. We were left at home alone a lot. Like,
Okay,
that's
same.
kind of how it worked. My mom and dad both worked.
Yeah,
and,
latchkey
like,
kids. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But so maybe he like thought someone was there because it felt like someone was with this mystery person, and so he maybe internalized that there was a third person there, but then there wasn't at all. That's really crazy.
I can't speak to like he was like or my friend from next door. I was like, you didn't have a friend next door, but okay.
What? Shut up.
Yeah,
no.
It was a really strange conversation. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because there wasn't anybody named that was like hung out and played. We didn't have a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Like,
That's
so
crazy.
it was very strange.
It's giving Mr. What's It from Stranger Things.
Yeah, it definitely did. And again, he had a lot more experiences than I did as far as like the that type of stuff. Like, I only ever had the like bad feelings walking down the hallway, and that one time, that was it.
Wow.
But he had a bunch. He had a bunch more than I did.
So is that
he also sleptwalked, which is also something I didn't do.
What?
He walked into my room on a couple occasions and just like said gibberish at me and then left. And I went to go look at, and he was in his bed asleep.
All right. Well, he really needed to get it out and let you know. It's very important.
Literally walked into my bedroom, was like,
I'll have you know.
And I started laughing.
You better
and then
not.
I thought he was like messing with me, and I went to go like be like, what the hell? What was that? And he was in bed asleep.
Wow. That's wild. Very strongly, felt very strongly about it.
He did.
Clearly.
He did.
That's crazy that he like was able to walk in like he knew where he was going. That's wild.
Oh, sleepwalking, like when you sleepwalk, you're not like you're awake, but not like you're not conscious, but your body's awake. Okay. So like you can still see and hear and all that stuff.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, but I
don't know that I've ever
sleepwalked the same way.
I don't think I have. I wonder now.
It's a scary thing, actually. There was a murder case where this guy basically killed his wife in his sleep, and he has no recollection of it whatsoever.
Yes, I think I do vaguely remember that being a thing. That's crazy because it's like, oh well, you know, you did still commit the crime, so like there's
but like he wasn't conscious.
I know.
So like he has no idea.
So do you remember if he was convicted or not of the crime?
I don't.
I feel like he was because it's like,
I want to say he was, but like I'm not sure though.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I want to look into that because that's wild. But also like, see, that brings me to like sleep paralysis and the sleep paralysis episode we did, and the theory on that being, which I agree with and think it makes the most sense, especially now that we've like studied like sleep and in human sleep a bit more throughout the years. I feel like the whole mechanism in the brain that shuts down your ability to like it paralyzes you or whatever. There's obviously like a miscommunication that happens when your brain or your eyes are awake, but then the rest of your body isn't. Obviously, then that can feel like you're paralyzed. But I do think that is what is lacking in some people that sleepwalk, right? Wouldn't you think that's what's lacking?
It's the literal opposite. It's like what you have with sleep paralysis and night terrors and stuff is the opposite of sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Because
should we do an episode on sleepwalking? I feel like we should. I mean, it's not. Is it a phenomenon?
It's not really a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's a known human condition.
Yeah. But do any other animals sleepwalk?
I mean, we wouldn't know because they can't tell us.
Good point. But like,
if they had like the ability to like verbalize stuff, that's a whole different.
I wonder if there's ever been studies done that like have, I don't know. I don't even know how you would begin to study that, or like. I
mean, they had to have separate like it's just like what they do with people like. They have, EEG on their brain, so they see what the brain activity is,
right?
And then they have sensors on their body, to, like see what they do. Like,
so I wonder if it's ever been studied.
Dogs do that.
What, sleepwalk?
No, they like when they have like dreams and stuff, like you'll see them like twitching and kicking and like fake barking and stuff. But it's a very similar thing, in my opinion, to sleepwalking. It's just partial. You know, like they can't not jumping up and running around and barking and stuff, but
I do wonder, like, why? Yeah, but why is it that in humans it can materialize as a whole ass walking around, even doing things like.
It could with animals too. There's people that have like burned their houses down by accident because they went and cooked when they were asleep.
Right, but like I don't think we've seen an animal like full ass get up.
Animals can't cook.
No, obviously not.
You know,
I know that.
No, but I'm
Wait,
saying
animals
like,
can't
there's
cook?
no way. Like you wouldn't know if an animal is sleepwalking because it will look like they're just being themselves.
Yeah, but I feel like when people sleepwalk, are their eyes open usually?
They are.
They are, but there's kind of this trancy look, right?
Yes, but like
I wonder if anyone's ever
the thing is
observed
also like
that.
It's you recognizing the fact that they look like that is because your brain is interpreting the way they look is wrong or different. An animal, you wouldn't notice the same thing because you don't look for that in them. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. But then that just makes me wonder, like, have I ever interacted with my dog while she's been sleepwalking? I don't know.
It's entirely possible, and you'd have no way to know.
That's crazy. Or I do wonder if it's like a strictly a human condition thing. Or
it could be. It could have to do with the way our brains are put together. That animals don't have that same glitch because
it feels like a glitch, right? Doesn't it feel like it shouldn't be a thing that is possible? And
it's definitely a glitch because like that's
leads to a lot of problems.
The point of sleep is to rest.
Yes.
The point of sleep is to rest your body,
right.
To rest your metabolic, like all of your stuff, right? And then
except your mind.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, your mind is the whole point of sleep for your mind when you do the subconscious thing, is to reorganize thoughts and memories and all that stuff into like things that make more sense as far as the way things are stored.
Yeah.
And then, but acting them out, that's not typical and not ideal for accomplishing those things. So like, makes sense. Like it could be a uniquely human thing. It could be animals too. Well, I don't know. I don't think there's been enough.
Anastasia. Have you seen Anastasia the movie?
No.
You haven't seen Anastasia the movie? I think it's a DreamWorks film. Now that I'm thinking about it, because
I might have a long time ago.
It's great. It's
I
about
remember
Rasputin.
the video cover.
Yes,
I remember the video cover like very distinctly. It's like
you gotta
a blonde
rewatch
woman
it.
in a blue dress.
No, not blonde. She is a redhead. But yes, like I think there is a scene where she's basically the whole story of Anastasia is that she is the princess that was left behind when there was a big thing in Russia. And basically, the Roman.
I do remember that. Okay,
and it does actually have a basis in reality in that the Romanov family, I'm pretty sure it was Romanovs.
It was.
Were the ones that like were overthrown. Basically,
their entire family was murdered, if I remember correctly.
Yes, in like the dungeons or whatever by like by like a citizen militia. Like it's crazy. That is wild. How that story is bizarre. But I kind of love it because it's like so bizarre. It's like, what you mean? Like they were apparently horrible though. Not to say that they should have been killed the way that they
like a bunch of. Like, why would a bunch of people uprise and kill people if they weren't, suffering as a result of these people? So that makes sense.
Yeah, and so like in it, Anastasia basically gets like whatever, and then there's these two griftery guys that are like doing an audition for the next Anastasia, and basically their whole plan is to like bring her to the queen and be like, yeah, this is your long lost daughter, and in their mind they're like, whatever, I'm doing this, like we're just gonna hire an actress that can play her. And then they actually do find Anastasia, and like it turns out that she really is like it turns out whatever their scheme was, like they ended up actually finding her, which is wild. But in it, there's a whole scene where she's on a boat and she sleepwalks, but I think the whole idea of it was that Rasputin, who is a real life character in Anastasia, he's great, love it. He like
Rasputin's a real life character.
yes, as well. He's also like a
historically
real person. Yeah,
existed.
but in the movie, he's like kind of like decrepit. Like he's not entirely human. He can like detach his head. Like I'm pretty sure he like came back from wherever depths of hell that he was like in to whatever. Somehow he came back, and basically he like puts a spell on Anastasia, and she's sleepwalking, and it keeps cutting back and forth between what she's seeing and what she's doing on the ship, which is like endangering her own life, until Dmitri, the guy that was the grifter who, and they end up falling in love, whatever, spoiler, he like stops her from basically like falling off the ship, because in her dream, she's enacting like being on some, I don't know, she like is like in a flowery meadow or whatever. And it turns out she's actually
Isn't
like,
that movie like 20 years old?
Probably, maybe, probably
Okay.
more even.
Spoilers.
Exactly. Spoiler. Well, obviously, spoiler, not spoiler, because of course there's a love interest. It's basically a damn near a Disney film. But I always thought it was a Disney film, and it's not. And technically, she is a princess. Like she's the most princess of all the Disney prince. Like she's arguably more.
She's an actual historic
she's like a real
princess.
Yeah, exactly. But like, not the story itself isn't historic. The characters are though. Like I thought they did it. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. I really liked it.
Yeah, and Rasputin like has this mythological thing around him where he's like invulnerable to anything, blah blah blah, because he was stabbed and poisoned and shot and all that stuff and survived.
Wow.
But it was just luck.
Yeah.
Like, it's
honestly.
just, that's it.
Right. Like people were like, is he dabbling in dark magic? Has he sold his soul to the devil? Like how is he surviving? He's like a rat that can't be killed. Literally, like that's
If that was the case, if like he had like sold his soul to be immortal or whatever, he also, to be fair, if he sold his soul, he wouldn't get shot to begin with. You know, like it'd be like, oh, I want to be immortal, but also like I don't want bad things to happen to me.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna be like, I want to be immortal, but it doesn't matter what happens. Like nobody's gonna do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also like I'm pretty sure that back to the whole Bigfoot stench thing, I'm pretty sure Rasputin was also known for being stinky.
Oh, very sticky. I mean, a lot of like well-to-do aristocratic people from back then were all smelly, all of them. Because like bathing was bad and like it was considered bad for some reason.
That's
or like they did it very I know it was a big thing in England. I don't know about specifically about Russia.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I know like in England like bathing was like not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It was like, well, yeah. I also wonder, like, in general, I think water was more conserved in a way that, like, was for things other than bathing. I don't know, actually, now that I think about it. I'm just glad that we got potable water, or not even potable because that means drinkable, but, like, I'm glad that we figured out ways to make water more accessible in everyone's home so that people can bathe. And we also found out that because of the plague, that's also why so many things happened. Like we were like, oh, we introduced hygiene and all of a sudden sickness didn't spread as easily. Crazy.
I mean, the guy who like came up with the idea that washing your hands was good was like ridiculed for a long time.
That's crazy.
By the scientific community because it was
like, they were like, wash your hands.
We didn't know bacteria and viruses existed.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, here's to education. This is the good thing. Yeah. Good. Back
Scientific
to your
advancement and discovery.
Yes.
Yay.
The more you know. Hacer es poder. I love hacer es poder. To do. No. What is it? What does it mean? To do. Doing is. Wait. Hacer es poder. Doing is believing is doing. Doing is believing. What does it actually mean?
Would you just call me?
I'm calling you doing and believing. Hold on. Hacer es poder, meaning, I swear, literally this thing that says, hacer es poder significa hacer es poder. Wow. Thank you so much, Google. I appreciate. Oh, action is power. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I wanted to come back to the haunted house part because I'm wondering if the person that you saw, the Hamburglar walking through your house, And that's what it is. I can't unsee it. And then it was that. Were there any other things that made you believe it was haunted?
I mean, honestly, it was mostly just that and the feeling.
Oh, you're right.
The fact that
feeling.
like I like walking in the hallway, you just felt like something was behind you the whole time, and it was just the most terrifying feeling I can possibly convey. It was not rad. It was not a good time.
Not rad at all.
I did find out later on in life that unshielded electrical wires can have an EM field that produces the same effect in human brains.
Ooh.
So that's what I have since felt like that's probably what that was, because the owner of the home was not somebody who would pay an electrician to fix the wiring in the house.
Yeah, interesting. Right.
So-
They're always like, well, do I have to? It's like, yeah, actually, it comes with the responsibility of like being a landlord and owning a piece of property. Is you should keep it within code, which is wild that people just
that was my guess for that, because again, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think they're a real thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a full like ghost or apparition sighting of any kind, but I think it's like fun to like, I would want to go somewhere and like feel, I think that like the adrenaline of potentially seeing or feeling something. Oh, actually, no, you know what? I just thought of this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this story, but I think it's a good one. For my prom, my senior year prom, we ended up like the whole point of like the weekend of prom was that like prom was on like a Friday, and then usually you would get like you would go on like a little weekend trip nearby. And everyone would just like stay one night somewhere. And so being like in Chicago, I think we found somewhere in like Wisconsin, it must have been. And the place that whoever booked it found like literally was called the Asylum. Like it, like it used to be
that
like.
That bodes well right away.
It's crazy. I think it was literally called the Asylum, and it used to be like an insane asylum. And we were like, what? But then we were like, you know what? For the plot, we now we kind of have to stay there because like, we're gonna stay at the asylum, you know what I mean? But it was like a bed and it was a little B&B. The house was like cute and very Victorian-y and very like old fashioned. But yeah, I do remember that we were like all in one room, whatever, and then we like just heard random sounds that we thought were coming from like the kitchen. That like I don't know. It was a lot of like we would have one of our friends go and check. And then they would come back and be like, I don't know. Just whatever feeling I just got was like something not human. I don't know. I don't like it at all. And I feel like we were just, I think like basically.
Well, the thing is, if you go in with an expectation that you're going to experience something, you're going to experience something.
For sure.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so much easier to like convince yourself that is something sinister or something having to do with spirits when it might just be that it's a very dark kitchen that, you know.
Yeah, like in my younger days, I did a lot of urban exploration, and one of the places we went to was
no way. That's
the
like
Danvers
finding
Insane Asylum.
Is that like finding abandoned buildings?
Yeah. You go to abandoned places that have been, neglected for however many years, and like we went to one in Danvers, which was illegal, technically, because it was trespassing. It was owned by the state. They did have a security guard. We had to like time ourselves going in, and
it was a heist.
We went in. It was we did. It was crazy. We went in there looking for ghosts and stuff. Never found a thing.
Really?
It was creepy as hell. It was creepy as hell. Don't get me wrong, because it was like an abandoned insane asylum. Like they got, I think they closed down in the 60s.
Oh my God, I hate that.
And like there was still the equipment there from when they did electroshock and all that stuff. Like it was just, it was a very creepy place. It's since been torn down. It was torn down, I think, in the early aughts, I believe.
Interesting.
I did this stuff in the late 90s, early aughts with a bunch of friends. We were all dumbasses. Well, because also, not get me wrong, The reason why it was bad to go there was because it's a structurally unsound place.
Oh, they
So,
were
like,
like,
we
oh,
could
if you
have
go there and
been
the
hurt.
ceiling collapses, it's not on us type thing. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, like you could get really, really hurt doing urban exploration, but it's still fun.
Yeah,
and it's still cool.
I feel like there's other ones that I've seen. Specifically, I think some of the creepiest ones have been like amusement parks that are abandoned.
Oh yeah, no, abandoned amusement parks. There's one in like Louisiana, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
where it's
yeah.
like all swamp and it's terrifying looking. Just looking at it.
There's something about that, like what used to be like
Humans
a super
used to
jolly,
have fun here.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate it. It's so creepy. I
now
think
it's
there's one.
getting taken back by nature.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where like
It's very
that's why a lot
Last
of
of
the
Us
like
coded.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like the scenery in Last of Us is why it's so like hard hitting is because that's literally what we live in, and now in that it's all taken over by nature again, and you know, weird, crazy,
It's very
mushroom
post-apocalyptic.
people.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I think that's what makes Last of Us so creepy is that like it's somewhat rooted in like if people were to become zombies, it would probably likely be at the hands of some invasive mushroom species.
You know, I just saw something recently where it's like it takes over their brains, like the ants and stuff.
yeah.
It actually doesn't do that. It takes over their bodies. Their brains are
I
fine.
hate it.
It makes it so much worse.
It's so
Imagine
much
like
worse. It's like
you just
someone
sitting there
else's
watching everything
Oh, God, no.
happening, and then all of
No.
a sudden, like you go to the top of a leaf, and then you know, boom, you're dead because it goes up through your head. But like,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
like you were not driving the whole time, and you
hate
saw
that.
all of it happen, and then there
I
you
think
are.
there's a SpongeBob episode where Plankton does that to SpongeBob. He like
Oh, God.
I swear to God,
Terrifying.
he like moves his brain, and SpongeBob is like, "What are you doing? Get out of my head!" But like he like can't like move his. He's controlling him like a puppet. It's crazy. Oh, and then in it, I'm pretty sure SpongeBob like pulls his eyes back into his head to look at Plankton and talk to him. It's a little creepy.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying,
That's
actually.
No, it's not. It's not a little creepy. It's terrifying.
It's actually terrifying. But and that's a kid's show. So SpongeBob raised us. You know, I love SpongeBob.
Sort of a kid show, sort of not.
Sort of not, especially when they get into the hyper. God, that's such like a 90s-y character. Not trope, but like kind of thing that was popular for that kind of cartoon of that era was like sometimes having the scenes that were hyper detailed to the point where it was like, ugh, like this is so, you know, when they like do the super close up on like
Ren and
SpongeBob
Stimpy?
yes, very Ren and Stimpy coded, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh God, this is so hyper detailed that it's like you can see all the spores on their face, and it's just not. It's too much.
I think that's what kids shows are missing these days is existential dread.
Yes, the existential
really, I
dread of
think
it
that's
all.
what it is.
Yeah, I think that is really the emotion it's meant to evoke, because it really does give you like, oh, why am I seeing this in like hyper HD to the point where you're like, turn it off. I hate it. I do not want to see the sweat beads. Like, ugh, it's gross.
It's like the shittiest microscope.
Yes, ew, I hate it. Also, okay, wait. So tell us a little bit more about us. It's just me, us, as in the listeners. A little bit more about that sighting of the alien, of the not alien, the saucer, because I know you obviously like portrayed it in writing. But like, what I want to hear from you, what was it like to experience that? What were the feelings behind it? What was the did that make you believe in some sort of like you don't believe in ghosts, but you believe in aliens type thing?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe it either. It's funny that I've like seen both of these supposed things with my eyes. However, the human brain is fallible.
Sure.
So
Totally.
like, okay, cool. I that's what I think I saw, but it might not necessarily be what I saw.
Right.
And also, especially the memory is not good. Like witnesses that have been called to the stand that, like, you know, they've told something 5 minutes before, they can't recount it specifically.
Yeah.
They only get the vague ideas of the thing that they were told.
Totally.
Versus
Same.
like, you know, the actual reality. And like,
I don't remember
so
what I had for
I'm
lunch
recalling
yesterday.
this. That's exactly right. Like you only remember things that like that have some sort of like impact to your mental health, your emotional health or whatever.
Yep.
Like I remember this because it was surreal and
Yeah.
like me and my friends were at the beach. Revere Beach was the first public beach in the United States. I don't know if that it doesn't really matter that much. It does a little bit. It has very large sidewalks. It doesn't have a boardwalk. It has a sidewalk.
Interesting.
And it's about, I don't know, 20 feet across. Like it's pretty big. And it was a group of us. We were just walking and some random guy walks up to us with a pair of binoculars and is like, look over there. And we're like, what are you talking about? So we take a look. Each one of us passed the guy. I expected to see rings on our eyes. We didn't. It wasn't a joke. It was, like one of those stupid jokes. We looked down to where he was pointing, and there was something floating that looked metallic, and it had little things rotating around it, orbiting it. And he's like, yeah, they're diverting all the airplanes going into Logan because Revere Beach is right on the flight path into Logan Airport. And if you looked, all the airplanes were literally starting to come in and then turning and going out and turning and going out, and they just kept doing it.
That's wild.
And
what?
That's it. I watched it, and then it went down behind the trees, and it was gone, and that was it. That was the whole experience, and it was absolutely insane, and it was verified by everybody I was with.
Right.
But we don't know what we saw. We have no idea why they're diverting flights. It could have been a coincidental thing. Like, there's a ton of stuff as to why.
I do wonder, like, now that you put it like that, like, would it have potentially been some sort of device or some sort of something that was used in communicating with like the airplanes coming in, being like, no, it's not safe to land right now, or we don't have
Definitely
a place
not.
for you to. No. Okay, interesting.
Definitely not. I can say that just because like the fact that the things that were orbiting it weren't attached to it at all. It was just they were literally floating around it.
Right, and this was
it
way
was
pre-drone.
I've never
this
seen
was
anything.
way pre. When was this?
This was like 1997.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say 96, 97. There's no way in hell it was a drone.
Right.
Drones, first off, didn't exist back then.
Exactly.
Secondly, like even if they did, flying like that, no way.
Right.
It's just
was
no
it
way.
hovering? You said, like, in that weird.
The thing, the primary thing was looked like it was hovering, but I couldn't see the bottom of it because of the tree line.
Oh.
And then again, those little things were around it, and it was only like 2 or 3 of them.
Weird. That's crazy. And the fact that like there was another person being like, "Look at this. I'm not crazy, right? You see that, right?" It's like that's
it was like definitely a guy looking for validation.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, like, the fact that he approached a bunch of kids was weird.
Yeah, but maybe
To
you guys
me,
were
like,
the first
thinking about it
ones
back in the day.
that he was like, he just saw something and then.
Oh no, the Revere Beach is very crowded all the time.
Oh.
Like there's a lot of people all over the place.
Oh.
So it was very strange to come up to us specifically. It was just like,
why? I hate that part of the story now.
It was very strange.
Ooh, that's weird. What if he like superimposed a sticker on his binocular? I'm kidding. And you guys are like, wait, it's right here.
That'd be some advanced tech also if he was able to do that. It'd be
True,
crazy.
True. Maybe he was maybe he was the alien that was.
Maybe he
like,
had set up a projector
exactly.
like down in the field
Now
that
we're
looked like it was a thing.
Now we're
It
talking.
just so happened to coincide with like the planes turning around for whatever reason. Like the planes do that even if their schedule screwed up and they can't land because they're backed up, they'll do the same thing.
But to see a
So,
bunch of planes do it all back to back is a little strange.
Well, yeah, no, because they can't land. So it makes sense as far as that goes. But like, there was no explanation for the thing that I saw. But to like sit there and say it was aliens, I can't say that because like I don't know.
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna sit there and like interject my thoughts or feelings on it. I'm just gonna say it's a thing that I saw.
And I do think
that's all I can say for a fact.
I will say that I think mentality too is very much like at the heart of what phenomena, in my opinion, is all about and why phenomena is such a fun like topic to dive into is because like I think a lot of the topics that we discuss and a lot of the endings of the episodes are very much like here's you know, here's the lore, here's the theories, and there is no like, and the finale, the final judgment on this is, you know, XYZ. Like, the whole reason that it doesn't have like a full ending or an answer rather is what makes it so fascinating to me, at least. And like, I think that the frame with which you are like remembering that sighting, for example, I think a lot of people, when they would think of something like that, the human brain for some reason really likes answers. It likes to obviously fit things into boxes and have a finality to them. And I think people feel very uncomfortable sometimes in sitting in the unknown aspect of it. But like, sometimes that's where all the fun is. Like, that's where all the like interesting like mystery lies, right? And I think that like acknowledging that like you saw something but you don't know what it is and leave it at that, I think that's something that not a lot of people can do. I think a lot of people would be like, and I need to, and I need to look into what it was, and I need to come to a final judgment call on what it was, otherwise I cannot move on. And like, I don't know. I think
But the
that's
thing
why
is, without
religions
any sort of like corroborative like evidence or like anything, there's nothing in the newspapers. I looked everywhere trying to find something, and there was nothing there. So like, I can't
Sure.
say for a fact what it was.
Right.
And like, and because of that, because I have no evidence to know, even can like have conjecture at what it was, I don't know, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, that doesn't negate the fact that you saw what you saw, and it's an interesting, cool story to tell. And I think that's also why, like, maybe some people, I don't know, we don't get very like too many, we're not inundated with too many phenomena stories, unfortunately. I wish we were with more. And I hope as we continue growing that more people will feel like more open to sharing their personal stories, because I do think that like a lot of people think that like, oh, this thing happened to me, but I don't know how to explain it. Therefore, it's not a complete story. Therefore, I can't share it because it doesn't have an ending. And it's like, that's okay. That's actually more, that's even better. Like, if there is a weird thing and you don't know why it happened, like, I'm happy to discuss the possible theories with you without ever coming to a conclusion. Like, it's not like I'm asking people to write in their phenomena stories so that I can like answer it for them, or like be like, oh yes, thank you so much for writing into the pod, and now I'm going to tell you exactly what happened to you and give you an answer. Like, I think sometimes people are like, oh well, if I don't know what happened, like it's not a complete story. And it's like, no, those are exactly the kind of stories we want. It's like,
Yeah, like
even if you don't know
just
what it
because
was.
you don't, if you don't know the answer, like doesn't mean that anyone else is going to even try. But getting your story out there, it's nice to just be able to tell it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's cool that I could like talk to people about it and say what happened, and then also be like, I don't know what it was, and that's okay. Like,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I do think that, like, unfortunately, the whole conspiracy theory aspect of how some mysteries are handled by some people can turn some people off, understandably so, from engaging in any sort of conversation about it, because it's like I do think that there's a space for logical people that are okay with the unknown, to have these conversations without it divulging into, not, is divulging the right word? Without it turning into like
Devolving.
devolving?
Yeah.
Oh,
devolving.
yeah. Without it devolving into this like conspiratorial, like, yeah, and then if you take the coordinates of where it happened, and then you look back at the 1928 train records, it actually perfectly adds up with the time that the train was supposed to be scheduled. But then, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think a lot.
I hate numerology more than anything else in the world.
Me too.
It's like trying to like, hey, look, 2 + 2 = 4. That means it was this person. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's not what that
Yeah.
means at all.
It's
It just means 2 + 2 = 4.
No, right. I just
It's
think that
coincidental. The numbers are coincidental.
yeah,
Does not matter.
I just think like I think personally the way that conspiracy theories start is that there is a beginning point and then arguably an end point that is observable, and then people will start to slot in different ways to get, how did we possibly get from point A to point B? And and then treat it as though it was a thing that they started from the beginning point and then linearly got to the end, when that's not the case. It's basically, in my opinion, conspiracy theorists are confirmation biasing themselves into,
correct.
I know the beginning, I know the end. Now I'm going to slot a bunch of random things, no matter how many things it takes for me to get to that end, by stringing along like, this is similar to this, and this is similar to this, and this is similar to this. And like, if you do that, you can tie anything together. That's literally like word association. Like, it's
if you ever watch any Ancient Aliens like episodes,
yeah,
that's like literally exactly what they do.
That's great.
They're like, as ancient alien theorists have thought about, like, that doesn't mean shit. Just some guys thinking about stuff. Cool.
I'm
like,
saying,
that doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. And especially like the more convoluted and crazy that it gets, the more I think Occam's razor is one of those philosophical ideas that comes to mind very frequently for me, which
very
is
frequently,
right?
Same thing. Yep.
Which is like the simplest explanation is usually the right one.
Correct.
It's just not that deep. Like a lot of the times, like, and unfortunately, like a lot of the things that are happening in our government, like the chances of it just happening because really stupid, uneducated people are in charge, that's probably it. It's just stupidity. And stupidity doesn't have a nice bow tie around why it happens. It's literally just like a product of misinformation, miseducation, whatever. But like, it just don't.
I don't want to get into the specifics of this, but do yourself a favor and look up the Minneapolis daycare stuff. And the reason why the current federal cutoff of all monies to daycares has happened.
Okay.
Why?
Does it have to do with stupidity?
It's one YouTuber. Yep.
Wait, it's one YouTuber.
No, we're not going to get into it because there'll be a very much longer episode conversation.
Oh my God. Okay.
But
I need to look into this. I'm just wondering what this is going to like shine light on. Anyway, that's what I said is not to say that the government, that people don't work in malicious ways, because I do think that that is very much the case. And people do have a lot of like malicious intent in a lot of ways. And if you just need a couple of those people surrounded by a bunch of dumb people that don't know what's going on to make
it's not even malicious, it's self-serving.
Yes.
And then it just ends up being malicious because the end result hurts other people, but they don't care about that part.
Exactly.
They only care about the benefit to themselves.
Sociopaths and psychopaths. Yeah, it's crazy. Correct. That's wild, because then it's like, I think both are not mutually exclusive. I think both can coexist, which is there's some people peppered in that are really good at manipulating the situation to fit whatever needs they have with absolutely zero regard for how it's going to turn out for anybody else. And then a bunch of people that are uneducated, either willingly or not willingly, being manipulated to do the people's bidding. And it's like, what is it?
It's do not attribute to malice what can be explained with stupidity.
Yes, exactly. I don't even know which topic point we got from to get there. I guess maybe aliens, but yeah, literally that. I will look into this daycare thing though, which I don't know. I don't think this is.
It's gonna make you mad. It's gonna make you mad.
It already sounds like I will. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to look at it now. I feel I need after finishing the Stranger Things season 5. Finale yesterday. It was good. I loved it, but it's like I need some fun media in between. You know what I mean?
This is definitely not fun.
Yes, this does not sound fun at all. Not fun. But it reminds me
the opposite of fun.
Satanic Panic a little bit, which we will cover off, I believe, in season 6. I'm almost positive. Yes, I will definitely slot it into season 6. But Satanic Panic is
Panic is just a recolor of the Red Scare. That's all that was.
What do you mean? In communism?
Yeah. Communism bad. Although communism's not bad.
No, I know, but like but Satanic Panic also had to do with people believing in that Satanists are murdering children.
But the thing is, like, what were the communists trying to do? Dismantle America. It's always finding a boogeyman for your fears.
Yes. No, right. Exactly. It's, but it also just the way that I think it is almost a modern day dancing plague without being like as silly as the dancing plague was. But in terms of,
I agree.
in terms of mass hysteria playing a big role
Yes.
in people doing the injustice of some of these preschool educators were unfortunately done so dirty by this satanic panic scare. Like they were literally accused of things that they've never done and then basically lost their licenses over it. And it's a lot of like childcare.
There was a teacher that was just fired because she gave an F to a shitty paper on gender studies.
Yes,
that was based
the
entirely
TA.
on a religious argument.
Yes.
And also the person that wrote the paper admitted she only spent like 20 minutes on it.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm being
that's
persecuted
really
for
messed
my
up.
religious whatever. And it's like, no, girl, you're being persecuted because it's a fucking psychological
Because
paper.
you're lazy ass.
You can't just
Like, that's
turn
it.
in an opinion. The amount of times in the paper she said, I think and I feel is like already that's basis for an F right there. You can't say I think
That's
and I
not
feel
how
like
that works.
and then cry that you're being persecuted for sure. That's insane to me. But yeah, no, I do think that I think at the end of the Satanic Panic episode, we are going to find that a lot of people are far too I don't know, there's something about educators that get the short end of the stick every time. And in terms of a lot of times get blamed for things that, I don't know. I think the world would be much more different if we revered educators and teachers in a very different way than we do currently. You know?
Yep. Like the where, what was it? The episode where they got into an alternate dimension and teachers were basically sports stars.
Who? Where?
Like,
what
do that
episode?
instead?
Oh,
I forget what show it was.
Oh, it
there
really
was an
was a show?
episode of a show. Yeah, there was a show where the episode flipped it. And
I love
sports
that.
people were just they just played sports. And educators were actually revered for doing good things because they do good things.
Yeah.
Alternatively to sports stars who practice fake philanthropy and don't really contribute a goddamn thing to society at all.
Yeah. They literally get hurt for sport and then they're like, yay.
Yeah, no.
I got hurt for sport.
And then
it's very primal.
They go to a camp that they didn't pay for, that they didn't pay to have exist, and to have these kids be like, I idolize you, and why? That's the question is why, for what?
But
because they can throw a ball real far. Awesome, good for them.
Exactly. That's why I think that with the whole teachers thing, it's I do think that if we look at certain societies in which education is more revered, I think you can see that the educational bar is much higher. You're able to accomplish a lot more.
100%.
A lot of Asian countries, obviously, I think come to mind when you think of places that do place education on a pedestal. I think there's there's clear return on investment for doing that, and it's a positive one, and that your society can then flourish with people that are all educated and are therefore evolving as human species.
The original point of schools was to train good workers. That was the point, was to get you used to the schedule. Oh,
no way.
Dude, that's why it exists. Yes.
It was never about
schooling
education.
No, it was not to make them smarter. It was to make them smart enough to do the jobs.
Yeah, the whole idea of, especially of suppressive government, is why would you want a bunch of educated people to then uprise? That's
quasi-educated people.
Quasi-educated, yes. Very important distinction.
But also that's why school is at the time it is because to train you to wake up every day at a certain time and then stop at a certain time. That's part of it too.
That's crazy.
How does that that doesn't benefit educational things at all? College doesn't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I do think also with kids though, they do need schedules. Kids
yes,
thrive.
However, they've done a bunch of studies where it's shown that starting that early in the morning is actually it takes away from their learning ability.
You're totally right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
And also homework
it's not
is
even
absolutely
actually
useless.
Yeah. It's not actually
stuff.
benefiting anyone except for the industrial complex.
Correct.
That's wild. Dude, that's crazy.
Don't get me started. I can go on tirades for hours.
I know. Same. Well, I think we're just at about time for the episode. I think this was a lovely conversation. So many fun topics we covered off on. I think
we did with our ADHD brains.
Exactly, which is why I love these episodes a lot, is because I never know where they're going to go, but they're almost always go back to places that when I listen back to them, I'm like, hell yeah. That's a great conversation. And I think it's a lot of conversations that a lot of people, when you try to like sometimes have them at parties, they'll be like, bro, it's not that deep. And you're like, okay, can I find anyone to go that deep with me though? Because it's fun sometimes. And so that's why I have this show, is to force people to interact with me in a way that is more than just the fucking, small talk.
You can put the gun down now.
Exactly.
Thank you, though.
Exactly. Thank you for being here. Say it's on your own volition.
You're
Say
welcome.
it's of your own volition. But yes, no.
It's from my own volition. My own volition.
Exactly. He wants to. They want to be here.
Okay.
They want to be here. They signed a contract. They want to be here. No takesies, backsies. But no, yeah, this was a lovely, lovely episode. Oh, Marax, before we go, obviously, is there anything that you want to drive? Like, where can people find you if you want them to find you? And
I don't want them to find me, actually.
I'm
good.
Okay, then never mind. Marax, it will remain this amorphous blob that is akin.
That's me.
Akin to oh my God, what was it? What's her name?
I'm like a fairy, I guess.
Kind of, yes, but also Janet. Janet, you are Janet. You're Janet from The Good
I'll take
Place.
that. I will 100%
yes,
take that.
It's the
Yep,
amorphous,
yep.
Janet, and then they just
Not a
appear.
girl, not a boy.
Not a girl. Exactly. Exactly. It's just I'm here for you for the knowledge. You are Google. Yep. Oh my God, it comes back to you being Google. It makes sense. There you go. You can't escape the Google allegations. They'll always follow you. Literally on your gravestone, it'll say, "Here lies Marax, the human Google." Perfect. But yes, thank you so much, Marax. You are lovely. You can find Marax on Phenomena because they are our lovely co-producer as well as video editor. So every episode that you see, Marax has had a hand in making great, especially when you notice the more advanced editing things, because I go through and just add the GIFs. But if you ever see, there's one episode where they gave me a glow and it looks like I'm like a god. It's so fun. And then there's anytime you see the effects on the videos.
I just took the filter off.
What filter? Oh,
exactly.
Whoa. Whoa. I was like, what sounds different? Should it sound different? But yeah, no, the different cool editing fun tricks and stuff that you notice on the episodes, that's all Marax. So they are ever present, working behind the scenes.
I like to do fun things. They're fun.
Yes, exactly. Like to do fun things that are fun. Thank you so much, Marax. Honestly, this was a lovely way to come back to Phenomena Séance, and reminded me of why I love doing this show, because it's always fun to talk to people and get lost in the sauce of discussion, of intellectual prose and discussion.
Indeed. It's like a salon almost.
There you go. Massaging your brain.
Exactly.
Incredible. Wow. We should call it brain massage. Nope. Never mind. No, scrap it. Scrap that.
Let's not do that. Nope. Take it out. Nope. Make it go away. I don't like it.
Exactly. And go back a couple of seconds, and we end it there. I'm kidding. But thank you, Marax. I appreciate you. This marks the final ending of the episode. And thank you. Thank you for joining.
And thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. Yay.